Terrell Davis's Super Bowl MVP performance happened in San Diego, his hometown, and where his football life began.
One of the great comedy shows that was on TV back in those days was Dukes of Hazzard. We ended up calling him Boss Hogg. He was a field general. He was somebody who commanded the ball.
On the fields of San Diego, Davis had his first glimpse of glory and his first experience with migraines.
I was walking from the field to where my mom picks me up. Everything that I'm looking at is not a clear picture. And that's the way my vision is for about 40 minutes to an hour. By the time we get to the house, my vision starts to clear up, so I'm excited, but I'm starting to get this headache. I remember thinking thoughts of suicide because it was so painful.
The youngest of 6 boys, Terrell was taught by his father to be strong.
I know he didn't want me to refer to him as the baby because he said he's not a baby. He wanted his sons to be streetwise. He wanted them to be men.
My dad was tough, raised in the streets. My dad had been shot. My dad had gone through a whole lot of stuff in life.
My father was very strict, a very disciplined person. He did that to make sure we didn't go down the same path he went down. So he made sure we were into sports and our grades were up to par.
I mean, I love my dad. He was a provider. He was a protector. He drank a bit, and he would do some odd things when he would go out drinking and stuff.
He came home drunk one day and just sat us all down and pulled out a gun and said, "Don't move."
He fired shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, across our head. I mean, like into the wall as we're sitting on our beds.
It was scary. But soon it was over, he walked out and we just went back to what we were doing, like it didn't happen.
Now, people say, were you scared? I wasn't scared. I know my dad. You know, my dad would not hurt us in that fashion at all. But he had a way of trying to teach lessons to us. And that was one he tried. I still don't understand to this day what he was trying to say with that. But that was Joe Davis. You know, that was the way he operated.
When Terrell was 15, his father became gravely ill from lupus.
I just remember walking down the hallway, and with my brothers and my mom that came out, and she just said, you know, she told us that my dad had died. And I just couldn't believe my dad was lying there, man, just lifeless. I stared at him, just crying, just hoping that he would move, and just hope that, hey, maybe, you know, maybe he's just out for a little bit, and maybe he'll come back. And he just never woke up. And here it is, the man that taught us so much about life, man, and you know, everything was about being strong with him. You know, he prepared us for everything. It's like that was a pillar of my life, man. That was my dad. After my dad died, it almost felt for a minute like, you know, like, why am I even here? Just flunking out of school. I mean, I just not going to classes. I got off track. You know, life just didn't have the same meaning.
And he told me that he had quit football. He wasn't going to play anymore. His dad had died, and he felt so disconnected with everything.
Terrell started hanging out on the streets. One night, he found himself staring down a double-barrel shotgun.
So I'm backing up, and I'm trying to swap the gun away from him, as it's right here. So when I hit the barrel, every time I hit it, he rolls the barrel over. And I laid in bed that night, and I just remember thinking that I could have lost my life. I kept replaying that scene over and over and over and over. What was I doing at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning in a neighborhood probably shouldn't have been in? That was the most pivotal moment in my life. I mean, after that day, I made a decision in my life, man. I was like, you know what? I got to get back to playing sports.
Terrell transferred to Lincoln High, the same high school Hall of Fame running back Marcus Allen attended a decade earlier. But unlike Allen, Terrell was no high school phenom. He played nose guard, fullback, and rarely carried the ball.
We had guys on our team getting 20 letters, 30 letters from colleges. I probably got 3. And they were all local. They weren't great schools.
Meanwhile, his brother with a different last name was at Long Beach State.
I was in a coaches meeting one day with my staff at Long Beach, and they were looking for bringing new people in. And I just kind of mentioned Terrell, not telling them that he was my brother. They wrote his name down and said, we'll go check him out. And they went and checked him out. One of the coaches who recruited me, who came to the same house and sat there with my mom, went to the same house and sat again with my mom with Terrell this time and didn't realize he's been there before.
Davis walked on to the team, but the future Super Bowl MVP was a long way from making it big.
I think out of 108 universities or schools, D1 programs, we were probably 112. We were bad.